Hey folks, my name is Brian Carden. I'm with Milton Martin Toyota. And today I'd like to talk to you about the 2012 Toyota Prius. Now if you're anything like me, when I first started working here, the word hybrid, the word Prius was just a foreign concept to me. I didn't understand it, it actually scared me. But the more I've looked at it, the more I've started to understand the Prius. It's come to find out that it's just like any other vehicle, but you just got a lot of cool features to it. First off, let me start with this. The hybrid is a parallel system. You've got an electric motor and a gas engine that work independently of each other to give you a great fuel economy. First, let's start with the electric motor. All your main components that are inside the vehicle, like your air conditioning, the radio, all those parts actually can run from the electric motor. So you can actually go up to about 25 miles an hour on the electric motor without ever having to consume the first drop of gas. The gasoline engine then can kick in and you can go from 25 miles per hour and drive just like any other vehicle and use the gas. The key component there is that when the gas is needed, it's used, but if the gas engine's not needed, it kicks over to that electric motor. So you're always using the most efficient way to use gas. So if it's not needed to use gas, the gas engine's not running. Come over and take a little bit look at the engine here. The hybrid is called a hybrid synergy drive. That's Toyota's name for the hybrid synergy system. As you look through here, you're going to notice there's not a belt, there's not a hose in here. One of the other advantages to a hybrid system is that it's virtually a maintenance-free vehicle. Other than just regular oil changes and things like that, like you'd have with any other vehicle, the hybrid, there's no other, you're not having to change the hoses, change belts or timing belts or anything like that. So you end up having a much more maintenance-free vehicle. Along with that, the brakes. The brakes, they have what's called a regenerative braking system. So the engine itself actually slows the vehicle down whenever you're coming from when you're driving. So like with a traditional vehicle, if you go from going at 50, 60 miles an hour and have to come to a stop, there's a lot of pressure on those brake pads, and you end up going through brake pads. And so as you know, with a traditional vehicle, you may have 40 or 50,000 miles every time you're having to change your brake pads. We had a lady that came in here not but 3 or 4 months ago, had a 2004, 2005 Prius, had 292,000 miles on her Prius, had changed her brake pads one time in almost 300,000 miles. So you start looking at that, there's so many positive features of a hybrid, of a Prius, that gives you the ability to lower maintenance, higher fuel economy. If you haven't heard, you're looking at a combined 50 miles per gallon on the Prius. 48 on the highway, 51 in the city gives you a combined 50 miles per gallon. Tons of great features with the Prius. So come on over here. Let's one of the other misconceptions that I found with the Prius is that it's small, that you don't have a lot of room. The Prius is actually considered a mid-size sedan. That's what it's classified as. You come in and you can take a look here. I'm going to sit down just so you can get an idea. It's very roomy. Got a lot of space. Get in here. Got a lot of headroom. Good space for the steering wheel. So it's a good size room here for when you're sitting down as you're driving, so you can be very comfortable. You can also look here in the back seat. A lot of good space back here too. Very roomy for those sitting. Here, I'll sit down and kind of give you an idea here as well. A lot of leg room here. You're not having to worry about your knees bouncing up against the seat. Even somebody who's taller than me would be able to fit in here very easily. So a lot of space, a lot of headroom. It's not that small, compact car that I think is kind of a misconception out there with the Prius. Even continue on back here, you can look and see you've got a lot of space in the back. It's cargo friendly, roomy, very roomy. You can see it's what they call a 60-40 split. Both seats will actually fold down so that you can actually have this whole entire area for cargo space. But you can see if you don't have those seats down, you've still got a lot of space for anywhere from the family that's got kids in soccer and sports and band. They can put all their equipment back here, even just to regular family trips going to and from mom and or maybe grandma's house or something like that. So very roomy. The car itself, if you come around here to the side, you can see it kind of looks like a bullet shape. Very aerodynamic, so it kind of it glides through the air. There's not a lot of wind resistance there. So they just did a lot of work on, the Toyota engineers have done a lot to really give you a great view as far as from a fuel economy standpoint. So go back a little bit, let's touch base where we started from, as you're talking about the hybrid system and the battery. One of the other things I hear is people, oh, that battery makes me nervous, it scares me. Well, I'd like to tell you that that battery is it's a long-term battery. The standard shelf life on that battery is 150,000 miles. You've got an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty that Toyota gives you to cover the battery. And just to give you some real-life examples, that lady I told you about that came in that had 292,000 miles on her Prius had no issues at all. The only thing she did, like I told you, had to change the brake pads once, and she just had to change oil. The battery had held up great. There are taxi cab drivers in New York City getting 250, 300,000 miles on their Prius and not having issues with the battery. So you can kind of change your focus to think, hey, this is a long-term battery. I'm going to have this for a long time. And you also got to think, Toyota has been in this market now. This is their 3rd generation of Priuses. They've been into 2000, 2001 here in the States. They've refined, perfected. It's a great vehicle that you can have a long-lasting, dependable vehicle for you, just like any other Toyota product. So I hope that kind of clears up some misconceptions that you may have heard through the years about Priuses, about hybrids. I think you'll love the new Toyota, the Prius. It's a great vehicle. So y'all have a great day. Thank you very much.